When I got home from work today, there was people standing outside of my apartment building door, right in front of the door. Three people standing in a triangle, and one of them had this big ass dog. I don't know if it was like a Great Dane or something. I don't think it was a Great Dane, but some type of big dog. And they're just all standing in front of the door, and then they just all walk away as I'm walking up to the door. It was like, "See you later." And then at this one delivery I did today at work, when I went into the house, there was a siren starting right as I'm going in the door of the house. So, yep. And then that video this morning, I made a short out of it. There's that car that went in the parking lot of Walgreens, and it just turned around like in the middle of the parking lot, but it doesn't have to drive all the way across the parking lot to turn around. Like, you could just drive into the parking lot and turn around. But for some reason, it drove all the way to like the middle of the parking lot to turn around, which doesn't make sense, first of all. And then it pulled up, and, and then it just like turned around, drove back out of the parking lot. Like, it drove into the parking lot, turned around, drove back out of it. And I think it went the same way that it was already going up the street too. And then, so like it turns off of the street and then goes back the same way it's already going. It turns in a giant circle in the middle of the parking lot for no reason. And then it pulls up out of the parking lot when I'm walking up to the intersection. And then it pulls up to the intersection, and then it sits there, and then it turns right when I get across the intersection. So it did two nonsensical things, turning around the parking lot and then just sitting at the intersection for no reason. Like, it could have went, but it just sits there and waits until I get all the way across the street. How does this make sense? I just have so many videos of things like this happening where just, people are just doing things that, like, what are they doing? You know? Like, if this is mental illness, then y'all need to do some more normal looking things, because that doesn't look normal. How is this mental illness? How am I mentally ill? It seems like they're mentally ill because they don't know how to drive. Right? People say that I'm mentally ill because I notice patterns that keep happening multiple times, like all the time. And I have like 100 videos of people saying "see you later" synced, and then I have multiple videos where I predict it, where I'm like, they're gonna walk away and say "see you later" right when I walk up to the intersection, and then they do. On multiple different videos, I predict it because it's always happening synced up, and it'll happen right at the intersection or right at a place like that. So not that it's a debate or anything, but it's like, come on, guys. If you want to spin the narrative that it's mental illness, I don't understand how. How? Explain. But then I tell them that, I'm like, explain. They're like, oh, you're paranoid, bro. I don't got time for this. I'm going. They're like, I don't have time for this conversation. I got more important things to do. Like they'll be commenting all the way up until they have nothing left to say, and then they're like, I gotta go. I got more important things to do than talk about white cars all day. Oh my god, dude, you saw a white car and a red car? Oh my god, bro. Yeah, I see him right at intersections. Can you explain that? I gotta go. New phone, who this? But yeah, anyway, if anyone could hit the Cash App or PayPal, I could use some help. So I'll leave them in the comments. Cash App or PayPal. My water heater is turning on sync. I wish I could get paid every time my water heater turns on. And I'd be rich. Every time it turns on sync, I mean. I'm sure someone gets paid every time my water heater turns. Someone in the CIA headquarters gets paid every time my water heater turns on. Or whatever. You know what I mean. They get paid to turn on my water heater. So not every time. It gets like salary paid, but you know what I mean though. And speaking of my water heater, so like I said, my water heater broke the other night. So they had to come fix it. And then it seems like it's louder now since they fixed it. And also the water is extremely hot now, but after they fixed it though, the day after they fixed it, there was water leaking out of like under my sink in my bathroom. It was just weird timing. Like it was the day after they fixed the water heater, so I had to call them, have them come back and fix that. And then the next day after that, they're like, we need to come in your apartment and check out the water again. And then they didn't come in my apartment though. They were like, I could hear them working on the water heater like underneath it or whatever, like the pipes or whatever. But they ended up not coming into my apartment that day, but they said that they were going to. And I don't know. I don't know what things are the program, what things aren't the program, and what, you know. Sometimes, I don't know. But it was just like 3 days in a row, you know. So like, I don't know if it was program. I don't know if it was retrograde making shit break. Like all the water pipes are going crazy because of retrograde or what. I don't know. Because he said he had to fix a bunch of other people's, or he had to fix someone else's water heater or something. So, I don't know. I don't know anymore what's real and what's not real anymore. But yesterday, it was pretty quiet, like, all day. It was a pretty chill day yesterday. Like, I was just chilling inside, and it was quiet. There's still things happening, but not as much as usual. And tonight's been pretty, kind of quiet occasionally. I hear this engine sound outside right when I pick my phone up. It's like a quiet engine sound. It's a whitey truck. He's got a trailer on the back of it. He's driving out of the parking lot. He's turning out of the parking lot, synced with another whitey on the street. And there's a red car right behind that whitey. And then there's another whitey truck that's synced up with the whitey truck with the trailer. And then there's another car in the parking lot that looks synced up. And there's a silver truck that looks synced with it. Driving by it in the parking lot and then parking. Yeah, there they go. I keep hearing my neighbor talk sync through the wall. And I've been seeing him a lot outside too. Like I do occasionally. But lately I've been seeing him more outside, I think. Walking by me sync. So it's crazy, like every time I go live, there's nobody in here anymore other than trolls. And like right now there's nobody in here. Or like maybe not every time I go live, but like DB was in here the other day. And then there's like a few accounts that I'm not sure about. But usually that means they're not TI. Like if you don't have any videos on your channel and shit, I just gotta assume that you're not actually a TI. Not that that means that you're not. You could be, you know. But I don't know. So like the ones that I know that are real TIs, don't come in my videos anymore, or not often. Which I get, like, if like I'm just talking about stalkers and you don't want to hear that, like, I get that. But it's just like crickets out here though. Just talking to myself anymore. Hello. So yeah, it's quiet right now. The AC thing outside my apartment just turned off since right when I said that though. Yep, here's a troll in the comments. There's never anybody real in the comments. It's always just a troll in the comments. But oh yeah, I was gonna post this picture of this car. I saw a Faith Regional car today. They're always synced every time I see them, right? Go watch all my videos. All the Faith Regional cars are always synced. And I was behind this one today at work in my truck, and it had 29. There was car number 29. They used the number 29 on me a lot with the license plate numbers and shit. And they had a 64 license plate, and there was car number 29, like the number on the back, like on the back of the car. And it was meeting me synced, and then it was driving in front of me. It was like I was like pulling up behind it at an intersection, and then it was like turning synced. So it was syncs all day. There's been a bunch of cars honking lately. Like this, I think it was this morning. I was walking. These two cars were honking behind me, like at each other. They were like honk 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 honk. And then this other car was honking like that when I was doing a delivery today, or like when I was leaving, like right as I was getting in the truck or whatever. And there's been a bunch of other cars honking like that lately, just like honking a bunch of times. So I hear my neighbor coughing. It's probably synced again. So just gotta slap myself, make sure I'm not in a dream. Nope, I'm not in a dream, I guess. I just want to know, like, what do these people do when I'm not around? Like, what type of people are they and shit, you know? What do they do? And they're not stalking. Did they all, like, party and hang out and they, like, talk about me or whatever? I don't know. I hear the neighbor coughing in right now. It's synced. I hear him blowing his nose right when I sit down. So, what else was I gonna say? I don't know. I still want to do a review of David Fincher's game, but I'm not in the mood right now. Maybe someday. But and then, like I've said this, like if I'm in a car with a stalker, if I'm getting a ride from a stalker, like from my perspective, like if a guy walks by us at an intersection, like we drive through an intersection and there's a guy walking a dog by us or something, or a guy meeting me at the intersection, like I wonder, is that guy a stalker or is he a TI? Because I'm in a stalker's car. You know? Like any one of these people that I see synced up, unless it's like a FedEx or something, is probably a stalker. But like if I just see a car or a person, there's a chance that it could be a TI, not a stalker, because I'm in a stalker's car and we're meeting it synced at an intersection or whatever. Or if a car drives by and there's someone in the passenger seat, is that person a stalker in the passenger seat? Or, you know, that person could be a TI in the passenger seat. Because I get rides from stalkers all the time because I got no choice. Because what else am I going to do? So I just wonder, like, when I'm getting a ride from a stalker, or if a car drives by me or whatever, or if I see a group of people walking by me, I'm like, how many of them are stalkers? And like, is one person in the group a TI maybe? It's a possibility. So I just wonder these things. And then like, if I drive by a TI, like I'm in the passenger seat in the stalker's car, and we drive by a TI, and then they see me in the passenger seat, and they think I'm a stalker, and I think they're a stalker. I just wonder this sometimes, like, is this person a stalker or a TI? But 99% of them are stalkers, though. I know that almost all of them are stalkers. I know that. But then the people in the passenger seat or the back seat, I don't know about them, though. So I just think about that a lot, like, But if there is another TI in this town, they probably live on the other side of town because whenever I hear a siren, it's synced up on me. So whenever I hear a siren or a train horn or a car horn or whatever, it's synced up on me every time. So if there is another target in town, they're probably over on the other side of town, and the sirens sync up on them over there, and they sync up on me over here or whatever. Because every time I hear one, it's synced up on me, so I doubt that there's a lot of targets around here, or they're not as heavily targeted as I am, or whatever. But I just wonder sometimes, though. But yeah, like if it is a target, say that hypothetically it is a target walking by me as I drive through an intersection, he's gonna think that I'm a stalker, and I'm gonna think that he's a stalker, just based on that we're meeting each other at the intersection. And then if like I meet up with a target, they're probably gonna sync things around each other to make each other think that each other is a stalker. Or if I just like run into a target on the street randomly that I don't know that they're a target, they're gonna sync things around each other to make each other think that each other is a stalker. I'd bet $1,000 that they would do that, because they just love to confuse the fuck out of you and fuck your mind up, turn everybody against each other. I hear people talking in the hallway. I think they're doing it synced. They're about to walk by synced or something. I hear him talking again right as I open my refrigerator. I think it's the pedophile guy talking. Is it the pedophile guy? I don't know. Sounded like it was him. I don't hear him anymore. My refrigerator just turned on synced. And then there was at work today, I was loading something in the truck, in the back of the truck at the shop, and then this one light garbage truck, it had like one orange light or something. This garbage truck with one light came up, synced, drove by me in the parking lot. And they were like, the guy in the passenger seat is like, but again, he's in the passenger seat, so maybe he's not a stalker, but I think he was, though. feel like he probably was. There's a possibility that he's a TI or a regular person or whatever. Just a regular garbage guy. I don't know. But the driver, though, is a sinkhead. So I know that for sure. But probably the guy in the passenger seat is a sinkhead, and if they would have dumped a dumpster, he would have dumped it sinked. Most likely. And then, like, as I was walking up in the ramp of the truck, like another time today, like I walk up to the bottom of the ramp, and right at that moment, there's a semi driving through the parking lot in front of me. And then it, like, as I get up to the top of the ramp, there's like a red car driving behind the blue semi on the street. Like diagonally from me, there's a red car behind the blue semi on the street behind it. Just do all types of intricate things retardedly. What else can I say? Done said it a billion times. So what else can I say? But yeah, yesterday was Sunday, and it was like, usually on Sundays, it'll get louder later on in the day, but yesterday, like the whole day, it was quiet pretty much. There was still things happening throughout the day, like I said, but it was pretty much just quiet the whole day. It's kind of nice. And then today's been pretty quiet, not as quiet as yesterday, but still pretty quiet for the most part. I'm getting a frequency in my ear. Oh yeah, and then the maintenance. This is why I keep this is why I keep the video rolling and don't talk for long periods of time, because I'm trying to think of things that happened. The maintenance guys, the like city maintenance workers, were putting up a stop sign today next to me, synchronized. Like they're changing the stop signs over, like where all on Norfolk Avenue, where they took the where they turned the stoplights off and they put up the stop signs, like the temporary stop signs, and they were putting up the permanent stop sign. When I walk by them, and he just like walks up the ladder next to me, like walks up to the top of the ladder next to me. And then on the way home from work today, I saw these guys like shoveling. One of them's got a blue shirt, one of them's got a red shirt. And they stop shoveling as I drive by them, and they just stand there. And I hear my neighbor coughing. I heard an engine sound outside right before that. I hear the engine sound outside. Sound synced again. Right now. And then we were leaving this delivery today, and my coworker's like, "Whoa, where do all these cars come from?" Because he's trying to drive out on the street. He's just waiting for for the stock parade to drive by. He's like, "Where are all these cars coming from? Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, dude. It's a stalker parade." I've seen a bunch of green cars today, too. I've seen a bunch of synced up green cars. It's like the green cars went away for a while, or like I've been seeing less of them for a while, and now today I saw a bunch of them. So, the green cars are back. And then the doorbell at work is always synchronizing, like I said. like the thing that goes off when people walk through the door. It sounds like a doorbell. It's like ding ding. It's always synced every time I hear it. It's people coughing syncs again. Every day at work, there's people coughing synced. Every day, really, but when I'm not at work too. But like, it's a thing that happens at work all the time. People are coughing synced. And then I saw a synced fly. I think it was yesterday, one of those days. I saw a fly right in front of my eyeball as I walked up to the intersection. Just flew right in front of my face, like really close to my face. So I saw one sink fly. Like I haven't seen any other ones lately, but it was like nice weather, so it was like the last fly that's still alive or something. He came to sink on me one last time before he dies, because they're just hopelessly sinked out. They gotta sink until they're dead. Even the flies. No cap. I got a bunch of videos of sink bugs, and I got a bunch of videos of sinked animals. A bunch of them. Really synced up looking. I got a lot of them. So I'm just saying. Yeah, up until like a couple weeks ago or something, I was seeing sink flies like inside of buildings. Like whenever I was inside of a building, pretty much, I would see a sink fly or a sink gnat or whatever. So it's winter. One thing I like about winter is there's no more sink bugs. So there's not gonna be any more sink bugs until next summer. So I got that to look forward to. It's gonna be lots of sink snow plows and snow shovels and snow blowers though. Dang, it's been 0 people in here like the whole time I've been live. I've been on here for 44 minutes. What the fuck? Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off now. My refrigerator just turned off synced right when I plugged my phone in. Somebody just walked by in the hallway. I don't know if he seems, but I think they were. I think they were that. So that's the end of the video. Don't be. It's lame.